This is ABC 7 Mornings.
NASCAR fans attending today's big Toyota Save Mart 350 race are being warned. Arrive early and expect a lot of traffic.
President Trump used his past ties to the wrestling world to illustrate his current battle with the press. The clip has generated hundreds of thousands of likes and retweets online, and a lot of outrage as well.
This morning, an Air Asia flight has returned safely to Perth, Australia after a terrifying experience for a group of airline passengers.
Okay, why walk through the airport with a heavy suitcase when your suitcase could actually carry you? That is the idea behind MotoBag. And when we say ABC 7 News reporter Jonathan Bloom took it for a test drive, that is not just a figure of speech.
Well, at least one San Francisco resident wants to see change after getting blasted by noise from Billy Joel's concert at AT&T Park. CNN exclusively obtained dozens of the texts. Many are disturbing or disgusting to read.
Well, Monday is a holiday of sorts. The date is 420, and that number means marijuana for some people.
Happening today in Marin, street painting meets 60s hippie culture. The 50th anniversary of the Summer of Love is the inspiration for the Italian Street Painting Festival.
That latest tech leader to weigh in is Bill Gates, and this morning he's trying to clarify his stance about the dispute between Apple and the FBI. In an interview with the Financial Times, it sounds like Gates supports the FBI's position.
More than 80,000 apps label themselves as educational, but experts say to be interactive, you should do more than just push and swipe. For a rating of your kids' favorite apps, go to abc7news.com, where we have set up a link.
Well, the CHP is looking for the owner of a kitten with an incredible survival story. Officers found this little guy trapped inside of the median barrier of the Golden Gate Bridge. They blocked off a lane of traffic to rescue him.
Well, the power is back on this morning for more than 30,000 PG&E customers in San Francisco following a late-night outage. The lights went off just after 11 o'clock last night at several neighborhoods, including Noe Valley, Twin Peaks, Mission Bay, south of Market, and here you can see City Hall. In Millbrae, police are trying to find a man accused of stealing a car and then running over the car's owner.
I was going to say, basically San Francisco summer.
Yeah, but some subtle changes each and every day.
All right, sounds great. Thank you, Lisa.
Okay.
And just ahead, the NBA champs shine on the baseball field, and some Warriors even hit it out of the park. We'll tell you about the softball game for a good cause.
I want to show you the route that SUV took as it left the road. It went between these two trees here on the sidewalk, came down the sidewalk, completely took out this tree. You can see it's now resting over here just as we were about to go live. There were a lot of heated words, a lot of people holding phones up to each other's faces, screaming at each other, yelling their different opinions. But as you can tell now, it is very quiet. Police are all standing by, and everything here at Crissy Field seems to be returning to normal.
Just like in the real world, you don't know when a disaster will hit. The same thing happens here, and they want you to remember to drop, cover, and hold. I am still a little rattled from that. That was about an 8.0 simulation, and I did not expect that aftershock. Well, Cornell, in just the past hour, you can certainly feel both the wind and the waves have picked up in intensity. The drizzle I mentioned earlier, that has gone away. I'm going to step out so that my photographer Alex can show you the big splash zone. Well, more than 5,000 potholes have been filled, and a lot of work has been done, like what's going on right here on 51st Street. Now, ABC 7 News obtained cell phone video of the seconds leading up to the deadly police shooting. We are going to show that video to you now, but we want to warn you, it is difficult to watch. You will hear gunfire, but we will not show you the actual shooting. You can see there are now temporary plywood doors that are up after decades of talking, planning, building, and testing. Today, passengers will get to check out the SMART train for the very first time. Train lovers young and old give the SMART train rave reviews. As you can see, we are stuck. We are literally inching along. Now, we've been in this backup for at least 2 miles. Now, if you don't have room for this in your house, don't worry. They have nearly 200 items, all sizes and price points. Tonight's headliners are Gorillaz, and right now they're doing their sound check on the main stage behind me. A lot of people very excited about their show, but of course they're also excited about the gourmet food. Nightscope's co-founder said it was just a matter of time before someone did something silly. 2 tow trucks just showed up here at the house about 10-15 minutes ago. They just began the process of stringing the cables and the chains, so we will be standing by to see if they are successful in getting the car out of the pool. Live in Santa Clara, Tiffany Wilson, ABC 7 News.
And actually, I want to let you listen in live right now, so we're going to go back to the update. And again, Sergeant Colvin, you said this started at 2:24 this morning with Menlo Park Police calling it in. And if you can just quickly walk us through what led up to this moment where we see the car behind us.
So Oakland CHP actually got involved about 3:20 or so. And from there, we just initiated the pursuit. Again, speeds were anywhere from 20 to 30 miles per hour. The wheels on the car ended up coming off. Due to the safety of the public, we chose not to do any type of legal intervention, which is the pit maneuver. We assumed that the vehicle would run out of gas, and the pursuit led us up to here to where it became disabled because of all the damage, and the person was taken into custody.
Now, the driver initially was not cooperating when he stopped here, so talk to me about what you needed to do to get him into custody.
So once we got to this location, he wasn't following any of our commands. We deployed our less lethal shotgun, which are the beanbag rounds, to break out the windows so we can at least gain a visual on the person. And then from there, we had to deploy the Contra Costa County Sheriff's Office K-9 for an apprehension.
He was apprehended. We saw that he was taken into custody and then by ambulance. Now he's going in for treatment. What can you tell me about his condition or his state when he was put into custody?
Once we took him into custody, we provided the medical treatment necessary with the ambulance personnel. He was sweating very profusely. He had signs and symptoms of possible intoxication, and there's also a possibility of him being mentally unstable. That's why we sent him to the hospital.
And at this point, I know you're also investigating whether early on in this slow-speed pursuit he actually made an attempt at an officer or a car. Can you talk to me about that moment?
What has been confirmed at this point was a attempted assault on an officer with the car. He tried to back into them. However, the officer was not struck, or a vehicle was not struck, and that's to our knowledge right now.
And what about this car here behind me? Obviously, it's in bad condition. Do we know, was it stolen, or are these different license plates?
No, the car belongs to him, so we're going to clean up here and get the car back to the tow yard.
All right, thank you so much, Sergeant. Appreciate all the information and your help this morning. Again, if you come back out here live, I do want to show you the car and the condition of the car here behind me. You can see the rims, and I have to talk about the smell out here. The burning rubber, very acrid. And then here, if you take a look at the window here, this is where one of those beanbag rounds, I have one of the shells here in my hand, hit the window as they were trying to make entry to get that suspect in custody. Again, you heard non-lethal force. The suspect was taken safely into custody with just a dog bite. He is now getting treatment for that dog bite. If we talk a little bit more and show some of the video earlier on of the pursuit, it went all through the different highways across the Bay Area, starting in Menlo Park, crossing the San Mateo Bridge, going through Oakland at several points during that. Minor car crashes. The good news is none of those other drivers seriously injured. And again, that suspect in custody. So that is the situation out here live in Oakland Hills. We will continue to follow this throughout the morning. Reporting live from Oakland, Tiffany Wilson, ABC 7 News.
The reunion started with a smile. Then Makai Bangora's mom disappeared into the back seat of this black car. A bottle of milk emerged. Then mother and son. She cradled him. He clung to her. She lifted him for a kiss. He snuggled on her shoulder. You could sense her incredible relief. Her son was safe. Her son was home.
Just happy tears. Happy tears.
Makai's mother asked Sandra Machado to read a statement on her behalf.
This is every mother's worst nightmare. The hardest thing a parent has to go through is not knowing where their child is.
The statement continued, thanking law enforcement officers, members of the media, and everyone on social media who helped spread the word.
Thank you all for helping and getting my son back. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart.
It's been a terrifying few days for the family. Makai's dad, Jason Lamb, allegedly refused to take him home. A court gave Makai's mom sole custody Thursday. That's when the San Francisco District Attorney's Office got involved.
When we started looking into the case, we noticed that the father was engaged in erratic behavior as of late, and that concerned us greatly.
Officials issued an Amber Alert Friday afternoon, sparking a statewide effort to find the 21-month-old boy. Makai was recovered in Los Angeles last night, and tonight he is safe in his mama's arms.
Everything worked out perfectly.
Reggie, the homeowner was watching an episode of Doctor Who when the power went out. Now, he thought that there was an earthquake, and then he found a car in his front room. Fortunately, no one was injured. A Mercedes tore two massive holes in Peter Zwart's home. He says the worst part is losing his sense of security.
It's scary. I'm not safe in my house.
And he doesn't want his children anywhere near the garage turned playroom.
No. That's the clear answer is no.
Around 11:30 last night, a young driver took the curve too fast, lost control, ran over a tree, flew through the brush, smashed into one side of the house, and landed out the other.
He was very scared about the fact that it wasn't his own car, and I don't give a rat's. I don't know what he was driving, 40, 50, 60, in an area where recommended speed is 20 miles an hour.
To make matters worse, this isn't the first time a car's left the road. 6 months ago, a drunk driver landed in Zwart's front yard.
That time we thought, okay, we should be happy that it didn't land in my house. And we thought this was just a one-off thing, but it seems like it isn't.
Neighbors say speeding along these blind curves is a common occurrence.
I see this every day. I see it multiple times a day.
Zwart's family is staying with friends. He's not sure when they'll be able to move home or what he can do to protect them from another accident.
Are you going to build a wall? Are you?
Yes, maybe I should tweet the president. I don't know.
Peter tells me that he's going to take the cleanup process in baby steps. First priority this morning was coffee, and remarkably, he even brought back donuts for all of the news crews out here covering the crash. I have never seen that done before, and I've covered a lot of these accidents. Live in Walnut Creek, Tiffany Wilson, ABC 7 News.
Well, Tiffany